Okay, Team Magnus, you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. How's everybody feeling? Feeling good?
We're doing great.
Oh, it's good to hear. It's good to hear. We have come to another amazing end. Okay. We've come to another amazing conclusion of another incredible year, and the projects that we're about to demonstrate to one another is evidence of all of your hard work and ingenuity, your blood, sweat, and tears. So I want to begin by offering profound thanks to all of you, and to and of course to Mike Zaida and the School of Engineering for the creation of such an amazing program, and to all of you for being a part of it. So thank you, everybody. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. As a quick reminder, it's going to be 10 minutes is your guidelines for your presentation. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Team Magnus.
Just note to everyone, don't step on this cord because it'll disconnect you from your...
It's like right in the middle of everything.
Safety tip, kids.
It worked. Okay. So, someone can sit.
Here it is.
Cool.
So we're Team Magnus. Ryan, do you want to introduce?
Oh yeah, so basically this is kind of like the timeline of what our game looked like from like day one. Basically we had the little Unreal mannequin and a billiard ball on August. And then September we got little Baymaxes that kind of wore like football gear. And then, so we were still on the ground until September, around September 25th-ish. We're still on the ground. We got a Ninja Cat girl running around in the world. And then November 13th, we had flying. We had flying around September, like late September, early November. And afterwards, we improved some of our graphics. And then finally, on March 14th, we optimized for Intel integrated graphics. And that's pretty much where the state of our game is now. And we'd like to show you some of the cool features that we worked on, including like a new character and some optimizations and cool special effects and progression.
Cool. So, I'm Alex, and this is our new character, Atlas, who we have just pretty much completed to playable state, and we will be playing him in today's demo. He's a bit different from our other character, Lily. He can't fly. He can only run around on the arena, but he does have jet jumps, kind of like double jumps that you expect a jetpack before did. And he can actually grab the ball and run around with the ball, kind of like, you know, a football player could. So we'll be showing that guy to you very soon.
Oh yeah, so last midterm, we announced that we were in the process of getting Steam greenlit, and we actually managed to get Steam greenlit, so that was a yay. And, so that was a yay. And yeah, so we will be trying to get on early access early May or around mid-May, once all of our features are as close to bug-free as we can get them. Yeah, so thank you for your support.
So a couple of the engineering things beyond just new character, we've implemented an in-game feedback system. This is just kind of a snapshot of some of the data we're getting. You probably can't read it. But what we can get is players can kind of give us a little like 1 through 5 rating about their play experience, and they can give us they have a little text field they can give us some feedback for. This is uploaded to one of our databases, and we can parse this and go through it and get feedback. And so this is just some feedback we got just yesterday when people were playing our game at another event. So we're going to be heavily using this, hopefully, especially during the early access on Steam, to get a lot of player feedback. You know, keep it off in forums because you don't want all people complaining about bugs on your forum. You can let them complain here, and then no one else has to see it. Another big thing is we implemented progression, or the beginnings of a progression system. So things like your player, your character, has a level associated with it. So the more you play Lily, the more you play Atlas, you have more progression for each character. And then your count has some progression, and the idea is we're going to leverage this to give players like unlockable things like skins and parts and things like that. Some UI and some fake data is in the build that you're about to see, and we'll demo that right before we start the game, just so you can kind of see what that's going to look like. And we're in the process of getting that hooked up to Steam so that your actual Steam account will have all of that implemented. One of the things we really wanted to get in, but just met some really crazy technical roadblocks on, were instant replays after goals. We thought Unreal 4.11 was going to help us with that, and it got us like 80% of the way there, and then crashed every time we tried it. So we thought that was a bad idea, and so that's going to be held off on until Unreal 4.12 comes out, when the real version of that comes out from the developers there at Epic Games. So with that, we're just going to jump straight into a little play test, and Alex will be playing for you. Jeff will be spectating, and Jeff and Darren will be kind of shoutcasting the match.
The first couple things Alex will show you is kind of the UI that we have for player progression, and then he'll show you the feedback form after the game.
So right now we do have Steam integration working for login. So I'm currently logged into my own Steam account and just run the exe, and I skip all the login process and go straight to the server app. And you can see that I'm talking to Steam friends, things like that while I'm playing the game. Takes a while to join the server though. There it is.
Alright, cool. So Alex will be playing Atlas. We'll wait for the other, our nice little athletes select there. We'll wait for the others to go upstairs and get ready. And for now, Jeff, you want to go run through what Atlas can do?
So yeah, this new character Atlas, you can see defining characteristics. He's got really big boosters and really big hands. He can grab the ball, which is something new, some unique twist on the mechanic we wanted. Grab it, throw it, kind of boost around with it. While he's actually holding it, he has diminished run speed, so he's not able to kind of just like throw it. Maybe at some point you can actually see one of our Atlas athletes grab the ball and jump straight through the goal and do a nice little slam dunk. Yeah, it's just full of surprises for everyone. Just what we got. It's kind of like that.
Looks like everyone's ready. As soon as Alex is ready, we'll go ahead and start the match. Let's see, both teams have one Atlas and one Lily on them, so we get to see some dynamics between the two characters.
Oh, and that emote system we saw last presentation, we've made some custom emotes for Atlas too. Just more stuff.
Okay. Alright, well, okay, and we should be off. See both teams scrambling towards the center. The Lilies do have a little bit of an advantage grabbing the ball in the center of the arena. We'll see Alex dash towards the ball, try to grab it, but it looks like he got there a little bit too late. We'll see a lot of the Lilies will be positioning in the air for the ball, and Alex playing as Atlas will have to do some fancy jumping to get the ball into the scenarios. This is a little bit of gameplay that we wanted, where Atlas has a definite weakness in the air compared to Lilies, but as soon as he does grab the ball, he's able to do a lot of cool things with it.
Yeah, we see like there's really a dynamic between the Atlas and the Lilies, where it's kind of like a game of decoy. If Atlas is able to get his hands on it, he has a lot of control over the ball, but if Lily's able to kind of keep it airborne where Atlas is able to reach, then she can really dictate the pace.
We also have new emotes there for Atlas as well. You can see going up on the screen. So we'll have emotes for every character that comes out, and also unlockable emotes and DLC emotes potentially in the future. We'll see that Atlas is calling the ball. You saw it right there. Alex managed to dash into the ball and knock it out of the other Atlas's hand. He gets the quick layup for the score.
Oh, I don't even know what just happened.
We'll see that Atlas is kind of bound highly by energy. Whenever he's carrying the ball, he drains energy, as well as draining a good amount of energy when he boosts. So Atlas players have to be really careful about how much energy they have. They have to be careful not to run with the ball for too long. But it does lead to some really exciting scenarios where you might just have just enough energy to get it dunked off.
So you saw there, Alex actually went for a nice carry and then managed to face plant his ball into the ceiling, so he dropped immediately. we want you to be careful about how you have to handle the ball in Atlas. Like, we don't want you to just be able to like run and gun with it.
Come on, Alex, you gotta show off what this character can do. So you'll see he's still in the middle of being balanced right now. We're still figuring out what exactly, how far we want players to be able to push Atlas. Right now, we think we've got him in an alright spot right now. Ooh, just in time to knock it out. Everyone avert your eyes for a little
Nice.
bit.
Sometimes the force fields fail.
Yeah, don't worry, we have kill boxes on the outside of the map. So, it's okay, we can still play.
So yeah, you can see a lot of his goals are Lily's able to kind of use higher maneuverability to get the ball out of Atlas's reach, but the enemy Atlas is able to get it up and shoot it straight up for some reason.
Well, we'll ask Brian what he was doing there after the match.
Do you have to press a button to grab the ball?
Yes. The input for Atlas is either you hold down the button to activate a grab state, or you can dash, and the dash will grab the ball as well. So Alex has the ball, but he runs out of energy. You'll notice that at the very beginning of the game, Atlas does not have too much energy to limit his ability to drive balls all the way from the center of the field to the end. So Atlas players, when scrambling for the center of the field at the beginning of a round, really have to pay attention and throw the ball almost instantaneously away, or else they're just going to end up dropping it. Alex with a nice grab, hits the ceiling though. Oh, he does grab it. He's able to jump over, but will the Lily have time? But Lily does block it. Atlas's throws by default aren't too fast. We wanted to give him a lot of control, but not necessarily really strong scoring power, because giving Atlas control over the ball is just such a big thing for being able to score that we wanted to make sure Lily's had the ability to block.
And if you look closely, our animator has actually decided to include a little throwback to our Naruto fans with Atlas's boost animation.
Alex has the ball. Let's see how far he can drive it. He's running down the line of energy pickups, but when you're carrying the ball and boosting, it's not quite enough. Oh, is this going to be the dunk? It's the dunk.
Off the wall.
It was a nice pass off of the wall, off of the bounce pad, right into a dunk. Well played by Alex. You notice our jumps also give Atlas a lot of control in the air, or well, a lot of control for Atlas, allows you to change directions, because while we do want to constrain Atlas in that when he's moving up in the air, he's always a little bit slower than Lily because he has to reach them vertically. We still want him to be able to control where he is in the air. So we've reached the final minute, so this means overtime. Rage mode is activated. And Alex gets counter dunked because, well, once you have unlimited energy, you can carry the ball for a while. So Alex is freaking someone dodge. Oh, that was a nice dodge by Alex. He didn't quite go for the dunk immediately, but waited just a split second. We saw the other Atlas fly past him.
That's being doggy.
So moving to the last 30 seconds. Well, oh, looks like it. No! Is that 5 to 6? Looks like it's going to be 6 to 6. We might be able to see some overtime in this game. Alright, come on, Alex.
Wow. 3 extra points. Come on.
There you go.
Oh, snatched midair. Alex is getting knocked out though. 10 seconds.
7.
Looks like we might be going into an overtime.
2, 1.
Oh, here we go. Overtime it is. Overtime maintains the infinite boost that all the characters have. You get to see an exciting match. First team to score wins.
Dude, my left foot died.
Oh, nice shot off the ceiling. Prevents Alex from taking it at Looks like Brian's the better Atlas here. We should have had him down here.
Oh man.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys.
When should we buy this game?
Well, we'll wait for the rest of the team to come down and talk a little bit more about that.
Nice job, Team Red.
And the overtime.
Is it dollar?
Yeah, this is our radar experience.
Yeah, so we have a little radar experience. We took this from Heroes of the Storm. So Heroes of the Storm has a very similar radar experience. Heroes of the Storm does not allow you to write comments, but we do. So we can write comments, we can rate stars, and we showed it on our PowerPoint earlier where it stores it in a giant text string, and we have all that text string in our database, and we'll be pulling that in the future to get more feedback. So once that's done, then the feedback goes in. This is sort of our profile system where we have like player stats and rankings. All of this is temp data currently, but we do have systems in place to get it integrated with Steam pretty soon. We have a skins customization page with no skins or customization yet, but we have a lot of the UI, so that's pretty much what it'll look like when the game is early access. Yeah, so with that said, we'll open up to questions.
My first question for you is related to your Steam integration. How are you moderating the community? With because you're opening things up for comments, there's going to be a lot of potty talk and a lot of bashing and griefing. How do you moderate that?
So currently, we actually still have our Steam Greenlight forum open, and the way we moderate it is we actually go in and write comments ourselves and converse between the people there. That's how we try to address every comment that's been posted, and so that's pretty much what we have had some very interesting comments like there is no single player mode, and so they're kind of harping on us for that, and we just try to respond in the best way possible to make it seem like this is a free-to-play game. Anybody's welcome to try the game. If you don't like it, then we're sorry that there is no single player mode.
Right. And do you have a language filter?
We do not actually.
So
actually
Steam,
have chat.
so Steam does. Yeah, there's no chat in game. This feedback form doesn't go anywhere that is publicly accessible to people.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is only for us. It goes to our database, so we can peruse it at our own leisure. If people notice bugs, they'll probably put.
But there's no language filter for character names, are there?
No.
Steam does.
Oh, Steam does.
Steam has since it's hooked into Steam, all the rules and regulations for what your username is and all that stuff, it all comes from their
Okay.
account.
All these
Gotcha.
account names are all Steam account names.
Oh, so Steam moderates it. Nice.
Yeah, correct.
So if you actually notice, like Alex was using his personal account, so it had his personal username on his profile.
And the Magnus Test 1 through 4 are all Steam accounts that we're running upstairs.
Interesting. Cool.
So have you noticed a change in scoring or amount of scoring since you've introduced Atlas?
Yeah. So initially, Atlas was so broken that anyone with an Atlas on the team, it would be like 10-0. So we kind of tuned him down a little bit to be less crazy. At this point, actually, the total number of goals per match, now that we've added an Atlas, or added Atlas, is fairly similar to what it used to be with the current tuning, but we've added a lot of new interactions between players that weren't there before, especially since Atlas can throw the ball to someone. It opens up to these really awesome kind of duo plays with a Lily and Atlas, where an Atlas can center it and the Lily can kick it in, or things like that just weren't possible really before. So
We've been doing a lot of tuning with energy gating, so Atlas uses the energy system that Lily also uses, and if we find him powerful or scoring too much, we can just gate his energy by increasing the energy cost of doing it.
We basically just done like 3 or 4 play tests, and each of those we do pretty heavy iteration on numbers and things like that. And right now, it kind of, as Matt said, feels okay. That was like a 7-6 game, right? 5 minutes, went into overtime, felt decent.
We got a comment yesterday where the player didn't want us to change Atlas. They said Atlas isn't broken, it's fun. So that's just some of the feedback we're getting from Atlas.
I'm just curious, how many people have picked it up from Steam so far?
So yeah, it's not currently available on early access yet. So green light just means that Steam is just like, yeah, you can sell your game on our platform. We just have to go about distributing the binaries to them so they can actually get it out to players. But we just weren't happy with the state of the game, so we didn't want to submit from something that didn't have Atlas in it or with some bugs that were working on. So.
We were waiting for Atlas, and he just got in like yesterday. So.
So people, you're like giving binaries to people, and they're giving their feedback on Steam Store.
So they would just hit the they would get it on their Steam library, and they would hit install. It would go into their Steam, and then the feedback would just be in game.
Oh, so the install is still built into Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
I mean,
like any
you
other
can,
Steam
you can
game.
technically do it either way. Before we're actually on early access, it's entirely possible for us to just give someone the binary for the game. And as long as they have the Steam client installed and they're logged in, they can just launch the binary and it will see that they're logged into Steam and logging into Steam just as if they had launched it within the Steam client.
There are a lot of times that I wanted to see the goal. Have you guys thought about replays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we tried for 2 or 3 months now to get instant replays working. They just aren't in a state that is supported in Unreal Engine right now. They will be in the official release of the features required for instant replays are in the next major update with the Unreal Engine, but that's not until probably 2 months from now at least. We tried with the current implementation and we got 80%, somewhat around there, of the way there. And then we went to actually play replay the game with crash. So, yes.
2 recommendations. One is from spectator mode, it was difficult to see what the depth of the ball was in relation to where it was in the court. So adding either a shadow or a reflection, which effectively would be the same thing as a shadow, or even just like a glowy halo at the point where it intersects with the floor, would really, really help. The other bit of feedback is, I think that it is fortuitous that we saw the out-of-world bug for the ball. You can totally turn that into an opportunity because you're always going to have fall out-of-world bugs. If it does happen, my recommendation is to write a routine in which the camera will seize the ball and it will fall into the hands of a fan. It's going to go, oh, I caught the ball! And then you do a little fanfare, hey, check it out, Timmy caught the ball, and then you reset. So take a bug, turn it into a feature.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we just implemented the kill zones as a just in case, but yeah, we can definitely definitely implement that.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Throw it.
Yeah.
I have a question about Atlas. Can he hold the ball from side to side? Lay it up?
No.
Right now it's always
He
right
can't
over.
roll.
So what he can do is he has 2 double jumps, right? So he can jump right straight and then left straight to juke people out and lay up it that way. That's
We
how I
won
actually
pretty cool
scored,
play.
like by doing that. So he can't actually move it around.
Yeah. If you're gonna dump with Atlas, you just dump all of Atlas.
you just go straight in with your little spot.
So I think Atlas is really cool, and he adds a lot. I also think it kind of makes Willie seem more like a support player. And then my question is I know you guys just got Atlas in, but have you guys had thoughts or ideas about another character type or kind of what their role would be, how they fit into the dynamic?
Okay, so yeah, we actually have a third character that's designed, but we decided to go with Atlas first. One of the things we wanted to do with the third character is add some way to interact with the ball from a distance, because first we had a flying character, then we had a grounded character, but both these characters are kind of melee range characters, and so we thought maybe it'd be interesting to push the boundaries of how we could interact with the ball. So our third character is looking at interacting with the ball from afar, but also making it feel rewarding for players, and not just arbitrary, oh, he hit the ball from halfway across the map. Why can't I do that?
So something I noticed, because you guys just got him in and you've been energy gating him, but I noticed towards the end when you have infinite boost, I noticed you basically carried the game back to even with Atlas. So is that an unintended effect or any future plans?
Yeah, so the enrage bonus for each character, we still haven't solidified like if it's going to be unique or if everyone's going to get instant energy. In this iteration, we just gave that infinite energy, and yeah, the comeback potential is pretty real.
He goes from support to
Yeah.
He just carries, yeah, he carried.
Okay. I think that was all we had time for. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.